that was a pretty magical night, just with all the added things and with the little kids in the Red Rocks collection and obviously the piano. And we showed 43 routines tonight, which is more than we did last year. We had 38 last year that went. So again, just to show some of our depth. I was so proud of our freshmen tonight. I mean, it's intimidating to step in here. You can compete at all your club meets your whole life, but to step in this arena knowing that everybody in here cares about you so much and cares about this program is definitely a different kind of pressure. I just feel like they handled it so well, and same for Anna, first time in here, and in a much better color, if I'm allowed to say that. But overall, I was really impressed with the team and just how they kept their composure throughout the entire night. And most of their routines, I really felt like emulated what they do in practice every day. And that was our goal tonight, was just to come out, try to move our routines that we've been doing in our comfort zone in the gym every day into a new space, a new environment, new pressures. And I really feel like for the middle of December, we did an excellent job at that.
Carly, same question about Jaden. Obviously, it happened in the middle of the week that we at least found out. Thoughts on that? She's obviously been a part of this program for a long time with you. Kind of what's your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I mean, there's no words to really describe like how hard that was for everybody, and especially her, of course. Nobody wants to end their career in a way that's not in your control. But back in May, I was telling you guys the other day, back in May when she came in my office and was like, I want to come back. And I was like, well, why do you want to come back? You want to come back because you don't know what else to do? Or you want to come back because you've got still stuff you want to accomplish here? And her two things were, I want to continue to grow as a person, and I want to win a national championship as a team. And neither one of those things change. She can still do both of those in a different role, and she wants to be a coach eventually. That's her career she wants to follow. So we're gonna help her along that way, and I think she's gonna really play a massive role with her leadership. She's gonna inspire in a different way than she would have as an athlete, but obviously just terribly unfortunate for how it ended for her.
Avery obviously comes in with a lot of praise.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that's obviously looked up to this, looked up to this program forever.
Mm-hmm.
For her to be able to have that start on vault, and then just to kind of see what she did tonight, just kind of what's your overall thoughts on what she did in just kind of that first look?
Yeah, I mean, what an entrance into the Huntsman. Then again, I was thinking, I'm like, would she have done it any other way? No, she would not have, other than just dropping a perfect 1.5 for her very first routine in the Huntsman. But yeah, I mean, Avery, the thing about Avery is she truly works hard every single day. She's definitely a talented gymnast, but she doesn't take that for what it is. She comes in every single day. She competes every day. She's an amazing teammate. She supports everybody in the gym. She's so encouraging, and between her character and her quality of gymnastics, she's going to be a huge star.
Similar question to what I asked the girls is, with Miley, now in this coaching role, she was standing next to you the entire time on beam.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have her still with the program but in this coaching capacity now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been huge for us to have her be a part of this program this year in a different role, and I wish that we were allowed to have 5 permanent coaches because she would be hired. But it's really nice because she's able to connect with the girls on a different level than I can. She obviously just finished doing it herself, so she's able to say some things that help them that maybe I don't have the same perspective on. But it was really fun today to just kind of stand next to her, and it was really comforting to just kind of have her there with me because we spent a lot of time on the floor together, at meets, and we would chat through the meets, and so it kind of felt like we were just doing the same thing again.
We didn't see Zoe tonight.
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong, anything that we should know?
Yeah, so Zoe has had a sore back, and so she's just coming back out of that, and she's been training actually today and yesterday, back to full again, so we should expect her early January.
Yeah. And then is there any way to get a pianist for beam throughout the season in the Huntsman?
Oh my gosh. If you know how to do that, I'm here for it. Yeah, that was really special. I was hesitant at first asking the girls because I know they can be particular about their beam songs. But then I reminded them that when we travel, we don't get to pick our beam songs. And Sometimes some schools play some nasty music for us when we're up there, like wobble, 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 and fireball, and you name it. So I was excited that they were excited about doing it, but I thought that just added such a beautiful touch to an event that is so artistic and is beautiful already to watch.
One more for me. You had a lot of people go on beam.
Yeah.
What was the motivation behind it? Was it to see gymnasts compete in the Huntsman in that environment? Was it to kind of figure out who's going to be in the lineup? Kind of what was your motivation for so many people doing beam?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Abby and Miley, I don't know if we'll ever replace Abby and Miley on beam. And so really important to keep finding the people that are going to be able to hit under pressure. We have a lot of beautiful beam workers that hit in their comfort zone, and so I'm just going to keep testing them to see like who can really handle it when it counts the most. Because most of them can all score 9.9 plus if they hit their routine, but who can do it when there's 15,000 people in the Huntsman or at Sprouts Collegiate Meet January 10th with, you know, the best teams in the country. So that was kind of my motivation behind doing it tonight.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the development of Olivia Kennedy and Sarah Crump, because we saw Olivia for probably one of the first times ever, and then we saw Sarah in 2 events tonight. What about their development has shown in the last little bit?
Yeah. Jimmy actually asked me at the end of the meet, like, what was the highlight for you? And I honestly was like, Olivia's bar routine was the highlight for me. Just because I've watched her work so diligently and so hard every day in practice just to get a little bit better. And for her to go out and just crush her bar routine it was huge. It was so exciting and so inspiring, and she's the epitome of hard work. She's the one where the lights go off and she's like, I'll just do another one. And you're like, no, we're done. So that was really special to see her go out and do that tonight. And same with Sarah. I mean, she just keeps working and working and working. And one thing we've really focused on our team is just everybody has a role, everybody has a place. Whether you're competing, whether you're the backup, you just keep being the best you can be every day, and your opportunities will come. And those two just keep working every single day, and I really believe their opportunities will keep coming.
It's so easy to overlook Grace because she's so consistent.
Yeah.
But it seemed like she looked really comfortable out there. Are you seeing that from her? I know we've talked about in years past where she kind of thinks about things too much.
Yeah.
But does it look to you that she's becoming more comfortable, maybe more mature, whatever that may be for her gymnastics or whatever that may be?
Yeah, I agree. I do feel like she looked much more confident. One thing we've talked a little bit about is just enjoying being out there. You know, she's a perfectionist. She wants to be perfect every routine, every skill, and the reality is nobody is. And she cares so much. And I think also a little bit of, this is her last year. She really wants to just enjoy it and be the best she can be for herself and maybe accomplish some big goals that she hasn't met yet in college. But I do agree. I think she's matured a lot. I think she's an exceptional leader on our team. And I think she's just really trying to enjoy this last, chapter of her gymnastics career.
Every year you guys have a theme for the year. I noticed the hashtag drop. What does it mean or stand for?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a droplet, if you think about it like that. And it's just like an accumulation of every person on our team and everything that we're doing. And then the more drops you put in, the bigger everything is, right? The bigger the team is, the stronger we are. So that's kind of the root of it.
And then your intro video, you guys revisited the Salt Flats, which was a really popular, I think it was actually probably the first major intro video you guys had back in the day. What was kind of the significance behind that and the song choice and some of that?
Yeah, so when we were thinking about this year, just I think with 50 years, we wanted to just kind of go back and do something really special. I know that our seniors also have seen that video from the Salt Flats and have wanted to go back there since they were here. And so we're like, let's do something special for them, and let's just, go back to one of the most beautiful places that Utah has to offer for 50 years. And, MJ, who does all of our graphic design, she's just incredible. And I call her a unicorn because I don't know if anyone else exists like her. But she just has a vision every single year of this masterpiece, and she did an amazing job.
This might be hard to answer,
Okay.
but what is unique about this year's team?
I think that 4 years in a row of a third place banner didn't really sit right with our team. And I think there's a lot of motivation and determination to do something different this year. And I think that that's felt collectively throughout like the entire team, but also the whole staff. And we want to do something really special for 50 years for ourselves, but also for the whole community of Utah gymnastics, for everybody that came before us and everyone that's going to come next. And I think there's just a really big driving force behind that. And every day when they come in, they're working to the best that they can do every single day. Everyone comes in and brings 100%. Some days it's going to be harder than others. But just the collective work that's been happening in our program since we arrived on campus, I don't know if I've seen that consistency. It's easy to kind of like go up and down, but we truly have just done this nice and slow and steady, just building and building. And excited to see where this program goes.
First off, not about tonight's performance, but just Jaden, kind of the thoughts on her and not being able to perform this season, especially for you two, being able to have her as a teammate for so long.
Yeah, I mean, of course it's devastating. This girl has worked so hard, and I've known her for now, this is the 5th year, and she's just an amazing person inside and out. So I'm so sad that we don't get to see her do gymnastics this year, but she's one of the strongest people I know, and she's so here for the team, and I'm so excited to have her still by my side this whole entire year to finish it off.
Yeah, she's truly an amazing person, and it is very sad what happened, but she's always been one of our biggest cheerleaders, and now she just gets to do it even more, and so I'm excited to see how she leads into her new role, because I know she's going to be amazing at it.
Yeah. I think me just like coming in as a freshman, I was struggling a bit when I first came in, just figuring out school, and Jaden was my rock, kind of just leading me through, being a 6th year, she kind of just was the biggest leader and guided me through everything, and so obviously it's hard not competing with her, but I think she has a big role now on part of the team, and I'm excited for that too.
Jaylene and McKenna, obviously Miley not competing anymore, but she's now coaching with this team. How does it feel to still feel her presence on beam, but it's in kind of a completely different way?
Yeah, Miley has always been my idol. I've loved her gymnastics, I love her as a person, and so having her by the side, being my inspiration, I'm like, she's my go-to girl. Every time I need, she knows me, she knows how I train and everything, so it's really cool to see that, and she knows how I think, especially. So having her come up to me and talk me through it, I mean, she was just like that when she was a gymnast, so it doesn't feel much different, although I'm not blessed to see her beautiful gymnastics anymore. She still gets up on the beam and does it sometimes, but not just in the Huntsman, but she still is same role that she has always been for me, and such an idol.
Yeah, we were doing like our little beam circle, and I kind of forgot for a second that she wasn't like gonna be on beam with us. Like there's like little ticks and stuff that like we all have, and there's one that she does when we circle up, and I like saw her doing it, and I was like, wait, you're not gonna be on the beam with us. But like in my mind she still is, but she's so amazing and helps us out so much, and truly just like Jaylene said, she's very there for us like mentally, and that's been super helpful.
Avery, what was it like to be in the Huntsman Center competing?
Oh my goodness. It was a dream come true. I think I've literally dreamed of this. No kidding, I dreamed about this a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So it was the greatest night. I feel like I was just on cloud 9 like the whole night. I couldn't get a smile off my face. Like every event I'd go to, I'd be like, oh my goodness, I just dreamed about this. Oh my goodness. It was so cool that I finally got to have that dream come true and kind of just give up my all and have fun. So
I think just to add something, it was the cutest thing ever on floor today.
That.
When we were going up, I'm like, okay guys, huddle, and she's like, are we doing Who Rocks the House? I've been dreaming of this. And I was like, yeah, just go, I feel like I'm in a dream, It was so precious.
yeah.
Quick follow-up of that, though. Could you have scripted a better start to your Utah gymnastics career?
No. I'm very proud of us and the team, but yeah.
Where, obviously there's a lot still to go through this year, obviously, but where do you think you guys have improved from last year that gives you hope based on the depth? You got so much depth on this team, but where do you think that improvement's come?
I feel like the depth is it's a confidence booster, because it's very nice to know that someone else is there and has your back, and knowing you have the ability to rest if something's hurting or if you need to. And so I feel like that's really nice. I really enjoy that, and it's awesome to see everybody else out there killing it. So
Yeah, the depth is such a big factor for this year, because not only having so much depth is kind of like what McKenna was saying, like a stress relief. Like, we have so many girls that can go out and hit incredible routines, but it also pushes us every day in the gym, because we sit and watch everyone and know that, like, that's our standard. We create the standard at Utah Gymnastics and keep pushing each other, keep pushing ourselves, and just having so much routines and everything is, like, I think never in mind have we had this much depth, and that's pretty cool.
Over the years, I feel like we've talked about, like, your artistry, Jaden, on the floor is great with classical music type stuff. What's it like to be able to have a live piano, and what's that experience like? I mean, how did that all kind of come together?
Yeah, I mean, Carly proposed the idea to me over the summer. She's like, I have this grand idea. We bring a piano, and I know this guy. I know we can compose music together, and, like, what if we have it for Red Rocks preview? So that was, like, the initial. We didn't yet have music or ideas or anything. We just knew there was going to be a piano at Red Rocks preview, and that was the goal. So, but then it was just, like, Toby is such an incredible, like, artist and pianist. Like, it's absolutely insane what he does, and I just kept getting, like, all these different songs sent to me and everything, and it was pretty cool to, like, actually compose music. And I think the coolest part was he watched all my videos, like, went on YouTube, found all my videos, and, like, scripted. Like, on here, she does a big dance part, then she tumbles for about 6 seconds, and he was, like, had it down, and he, like, composed this routine, like, strictly for me. And I think that's, like, the most magical part, is knowing that this routine was, like, made for me.
Avery, I'm curious, with the freshman class, you know, there's a lot of talent with you and Zoe and Clara. How do you feel like the three of you have settled into, you know, college gymnastics and college life?
Yeah, we're actually all roommates, and so it makes it so much fun. It's like a party every day, and it's nice, like, us all being on the same track, and it's so cool to, like, kind of just come back and, like, debrief with one another when we understand that there's a hard day or something, and we kind of build on it together. And so us, like, coming in as freshmen, we know that there's pressure on us, and so kind of just evaluating it together as freshman class, I feel like is really cool that we all get to have that experience together. So
Going back to the live music, was it different training for that?
I mean, a little. It was kind of cool because he knew some parts, like, I like to go slower. He was watching my videos, and we got to talk yesterday a lot and go through my routine and be like, what parts do you want me to slow down? Where do you want me to speed up? But honestly, like, that sounds exactly like my music that he composed for me this year, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, we just have, like, a little fluff in there, but other than that, so it didn't feel like that much different. It was cool because I could extend some parts. He extended the ending so I can make it really dramatic. But other than that, like, he's just incredible. So it was pretty cool to see. And everyone, when he first played it, they're like, that sounds just like a routine. I don't hear the difference. I'm like, yeah.
What about for you two going up on beam and having to do that a little bit differently than how it's going to probably look the rest of the season?
When Carly first asked us if we were going to do, like, if we wanted to do the piano, I probably had the most, like, reaction, because I don't do, if you know me, I don't do the slow music on beam, and, like, typically piano's very, like, slow, and so I was like, what piano song could I do that's, like, faster than, like, a typical one? And the first thing I thought of was Top Gun, and I was like, Great Balls of Fire. I said I will only do the piano if I get Great Balls of Fire. And he found, like, an upbeat and fast version for me too, so I felt very special and very happy about that.
I think for me, coming as a freshman, I didn't ever really get the experience to do a beam routine with music, so it wasn't too much, like, of a difference. I was just excited to, I don't know, do it for the first time in the Huntsman, so I don't know. I was just really excited. And, like, I looked at Miley when Carly brought up the idea, and I was like, I don't care. She was like, all right, okay, let's do it then. So
My last question for you guys, obviously it's been 50 years of this program. What does it mean to you guys to be a small part of a 50-year legacy?
Yeah, we started off the year watching the Utah Gymnastics documentary and just kind of, like, reminding us the legacy, because it's, like, easy to forget when you're in the moment of how far back this goes and, like, how incredible this dynasty is. And so just being a part of it is, like, honestly the coolest thing that I could probably say I've ever done in my life. Like, even having all the supporters that we have alumni that come to every meets and still do, and just hearing what they say and the love for their program, and that it's pretty much the same. We do the same chants, we do all our, like, little meet rituals all the same, so it's pretty cool to keep that legacy going. And I mean, this is probably the biggest legacy in Utah or in gymnastics, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like we talk about a lot like creating like your own legacy too, and so being able to see what a legacy actually like looks like and the impact that it leaves on people, I think it's amazing. And to even just be a very minuscule part of the Utah gymnastics legacy, I think it's just absolutely amazing. It's nothing I would have ever dreamed of if I went back and told 13-year-old McKenna that that's where she would be. So
Yeah, I agree with McKenna. Like, I grew up coming to Utah meets, and the Bailey Rose, the Georgia Brits, like all of those girls that I looked up to, I was like, wow, they really left a legacy on like at Utah. And I think for me to know that like I'm here and I can leave a legacy, just like all these amazing athletes and girls before me, that I can leave my own legacy. And like you said, all the chants, like I knew about the Who Rocks the House chant, but like the other ones I had no idea. And so it's really cool to know that like this has been here for 50 years and it'll continue on, and I'm really excited.
All right, last question.
You guys also add Anna onto this year's team, and kind of Jaden, you guys have competed against her at UCLA before. What do you think that she adds to this team that can benefit you guys as you guys hope to make a deep run this year again?
Anna's just such a positive person. Like, she just lights up the room. I mean, she talks to you with so much love in her heart, and you can really, like, feel that. And the amount of confidence she brings to each and every one of us. I mean, she's just a pure person. And not only, I mean, you guys saw her bars and beam. That's absolutely beautiful. Her technique, her toe point, her lines. I mean, she can bring so much to this team. And just like her as a person. I mean, I love her to death already. And she's only been here, 4 months? She feels like just one of us.
yeah, I love how just like true to herself she is. Like I felt like when she came in and was even just like trying out, like she was fully herself, and I absolutely loved that. And she just continues to show who she is as a person, how much she loves our team, the legacy, everything else, just gymnastics in general. And it's so awesome to see, and I love her so much.
Yeah, I agree. The positivity that she brings into the gym every day, she just has this beaming joy and light around her every day that you just can't, like, you don't want to get away from it. And her hugs are, I'm a hug person, and I love her hugs more than anything. And when I have a hard day, like, she doesn't even have to say anything. All she has to do is come up and she'll rub my back or something, and it's just to know that, like, somebody's there for you, and she's always there for every single girl on the team, loves every single one of us endlessly, loves the coaches endlessly, and it's so grateful to know that, like, she's just always going to be there, and she's always going to be a positive light. So